English Corner with Matt and Mark. Add English to your world. Okay, welcome everybody to episode 3 of the Matt and Mark English Corner. English Corner with
M&M.
Matt and Mark. M&M.
Mark and Matt. Matt and Mark.
M2 English.
M squared.
M squared. The M&M, right? You got comment below what you think our nickname should be.
M squared does not make sense if you like math.
The double M's.
Double M's.
The double M's.
The 36 double M's.
Yeah.
That's a different video.
Yes.
Different video.
Okay, look that one up. Okay. So what have we talked about already? We talked about us, why we're here. Then episode 2, we talked about our nationalities, right? Nationalities.
Kind of the nationalities of the people that we grew up with.
Ethnicities, right? The people we grew up with. Mm-hmm. And now, number three, we're going to talk about our childhoods. Childhood. So
there's going to be a lot of past tense being used here.
Now we've reached adulthood, right?
We are adults.
There have been reports.
Physically.
Yeah, physically. We've reached adulthood.
Physically. Mentally, not so.
Mentally, maybe not adulthood,
sure.
but but we used to be children. If you can believe that. Some of my 10-year-old students cannot believe I used to be a child.
I was a child.
Yeah, I used to be a child. And if you can believe it or not, I grew up. I grew up. My parents taught me these life lessons of how to be a good person, right? And
I was never hit as a child. But
never hit. Well, I think that'll be another episode. We'll talk about our parents
hitting us.
Yeah, their discipline styles. Because every family, discipline styles, their personalities, what they looked like. But I think I'll save that for another one.
Yeah, sure.
For this one, I think I'm going to keep it at like your family home, like where you grew up, and what did you used to do when you were a kid? Because I think kids nowadays, I hear my students tell me that kids nowadays, they just play on the iPad, they play Fortnite, they're always on their phones.
We didn't have those things.
I got my first phone when I was 18, I think.
I was 16 or 17.
17, 18. Yeah.
And I had to buy it myself.
Yeah, so we didn't have any of those distractions.
Well,
we had different distractions.
I mean, I played Nintendo, like Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt and PlayStation and Sega and all those things.
And you say Mario.
What do you say?
I say Mario.
I say Mario.
Mario.
He says Mario.
Yeah, potato, right?
Tomato.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, I did used to play those, but my family, we couldn't have games at our house. I had to go to my friend's house to play video games because we didn't own a console until I was probably 13 or 14 years old.
Wow.
Before that, it was all books.
Were you the oldest?
I was the oldest.
That's why.
Yeah, you guys, okay, about parenting styles. But yeah, you may notice that with the older son or older daughter, sometimes the parents are a bit stricter, right?
Yes, you could say that.
Yeah, I think, Matt, what number are you?
I'm the fourth of 4, so I was pretty much like, my parents were like, just go to the basement, play video games, just get out of here.
Stop talking to me.
Yeah. Yeah, just get away. So I think that was the, I was like, I was raised by video games.
Yeah, no, but that makes sense.
That's why I have good eyes.
Yeah,
Mark read books, and his eyes are bad.
I read lots of books.
So what did you learn? Don't read books.
Don't read books, play video games. So yeah.
I'm just kidding, read books.
Yeah. Reading books, I think, did help.
Reading is good. I was just kidding. I was just joking.
Yes. Yeah.
It was a very anecdotal diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
No, but I did read. Yeah, we did read. Played some video games. I think with my friends in the neighborhood, we also often used to play outside. Because, like we said about suburbia, we have these big yards. We have big yards, or where I grew up, we also had woods. We went to the woods and played all the time. So maybe, it depends where you grew. I guess in Canada too, right? You had the forest.
Yeah, I would walk through the forest every day on my way to elementary school.
Oh, cool.
There was a path. I could have gone around the corner, but there was a path through the woods, and that was always a little bit more scary and challenging. So, so we walked through there, and so I hit each other with sticks and things like that.
I do miss that a little bit because the woods they're very peaceful, and there's no people. And it's just very quiet and serene.
I don't know. I'm such a baby now. Like if I go in the woods and I get dirty, I'm like, ugh. Like I think as a kid, you just don't care. You just run around, you roll in the mud, and you get dirty, and
that kind of thing.
But as an adult, I'm like, ew, my shoes are dirty.
Yeah.
So.
But we used to build forts in the woods.
Yeah.
And we would just go for hours and hours and hours, and just, no supervision.
No. I think that was a time when, your parents were like, be home before the sun goes down. And I was like, bye. And then you just kind of left.
Yeah.
And, we got injured, we got hurt, we got in fights. We probably didn't eat for a few hours or whatever. And we were okay. We survived. We lived.
We lived.
Yeah. So it's kind of a little bit more, how do I say, a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
As a child, I would say.
Yeah, I think a little bit more relaxed. They just, as long as you don't hurt anybody or hurt yourself. And even if you do, it's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yes, we did get hurt.
Yeah, I did get hurt.
Yeah.
So things like woods,
Yeah, so what would you do? You went to the woods. Like, what kind of games did you play? What kind of things did you do?
Yeah, other than woods, I think woods was just exploration. We would, and whenever I say woods, it was very expansive. You could walk for miles and miles and miles, or kilometers and kilometers and kilometers, all around, and you would never have to see a road. Like, it was a very big wooded area. And it was just cool to find stuff. Like, people would leave garbage there. We like find an old washing machine like in the middle of the woods, and we're like, how the heck did it get here? Or you'd build things, right? Use sticks to build a bridge over like a little river, a stream in the woods. We used to catch salamanders and crayfish, like you see deer, right? It was really cool. It was really, really cool to have that kind of environment nearby.
I did not see that growing up.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah, so again, it really depends where you're from, but that was the good thing about being a little bit outside the city. And then the rest of it was just like sports, things like sports. We played football in the backyard.
Yep.
Basketball, we had a basketball hoop above our garage. So a lot of Americans, they'll hook up a basketball hoop above the garage or some other place.
Yep.
Just play basketball. I think, that's the main stuff we got. Yeah, main stuff we did.
You had nothing else to do because you didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like, you could play video games, but that only lasted so long. But then, you'd go out and play basketball or hide and seek was one of our favorite games back in the days, But not in a condo or in an apartment. It was, more like, it would take you an hour sometimes to find somebody. Or at least what seemed like
hide and seek. I don't know, did you ever play Capture the Flag?
Yep, of course. But for me, growing up in Canada, it was pretty much hockey, street hockey.
Oh yeah, all hockey.
I remember, I think I told you this yesterday, when I was a kid, I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, and my 16 or 17-year-old brother just dressed me up in a bunch of goalie gear. Hockey goalie, you can look that up as well. And him and his 16 or 17-year-old friends would just shoot the ball or shoot the puck at me, and I would just kind of stand there. And that sounds terrible because they were much older and they were actually quite good. But I was just really happy to be hanging out. I was one of the boys. But I was basically just a something to put in front of the net.
I don't know if you guys have actually held a hockey puck, but it's very hard.
It did not feel good.
It's very hard, right? It's like literally like a rock. Like they're using a stick to hit a rock at you. So
it did not feel good. But it did not feel good physically, but I was glad to be part of the team.
So you're also like full on like mouth guard and...
Well, I mean, we can. You can see this picture of a hockey goalie.
I'll find a picture.
But I had the face mask on, and But it was pretty much hockey 24/7. Even in, in our house, we had these things called mini sticks, so like mini hockey sticks, and we would curve them on the stove. We would heat them because they were plastic, so we could make curves in them, and we would customize them, and we made our own equipment, and we made like boards and. In our basement, and we were hockey 100%.
All out, yeah.
Yeah, it was hockey in Canada, at least for me.
Yeah. So you live up to the stereotype?
I do live up to the stereotype. I have met some Canadians who don't play hockey, but they're a little bit weird.
Yeah. Kind of like, I don't know, every American, now again, this is stereotyping again, but like my neighborhood, right, like playing football.
Football, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, actually football, backyard, we would My city is very famous for its football team, the Steelers. The Steelers.
Can you name one player on that football team, Mark?
Like, oh, right now?
Yeah.
Roethlisberger.
Okay. Anyone else?
Roethlisberger. Who else? Roethlisberger.
Sports.
Roethlisberger's the quarterback. That's the only reason I know him.
He's been there for 20 years.
Yeah, he's been for a long time. I know the old players because I used to go to football games with my dad.
Like Mean Joe Green?
Well, not Mean Joe Green. That was a little bit too early.
Okay.
That was like my dad when my dad was young. But we had like Jerome Bettis. We had the bus.
The bus.
We had the bus. Before that, like my dad, grandpa's generation was Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, old.
He's
ones.
an actor now.
Yeah.
You can see him in.
Yeah.
He did a Modern Family episode.
He was there. Okay.
He did Failure to Launch. He was the father of I think Sarah Jessica Parker or Matthew McConaughey. I can't remember.
Okay.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
So if any of you are young and thinking of careers, if you become a American football player, you can become an actor after that.
There you go. Easy.
Yeah, easy transition.
Super easy. Yeah, super easy.
Super
So what
easy.
was your best memory growing up?
My best memory. I was thinking about this, and one of my favorite things growing up is just that my extended family all lived in the same area.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is my mother's side. My mother's side of the family, they all lived within like a 20 or 30 minute drive of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we would all meet at my grandma's house, and we would have something called rollies every Saturday. Not every Saturday morning, but like once or twice a month. We would have rollies, which were these homemade donuts that my grandma would she'd wake up at 5 a.m. to make these. So she wakes up at 5, makes them, and then we come around 9 or 10. So it's quite an involved process. And then we just talk, have coffee, have this special rolly type of donut, and just hang out. I got to see my cousins and my uncles, my aunts, almost at least once a month, which was really, really cool.
Okay.
So I think that was just a really good memory I had.
So that was like a repeated memory. You would go there every Saturday, is that, or like?
No, not like it depends.
Or on Saturdays.
Yeah, it would depend on the month, but it could be once or twice a month. We also used to have like Sunday dinners, like extended family dinners. So that's just, I mean, it all depends on the family you grew up in, but that was one of the things that I really appreciated about my extended family. They all decided to kind of live in the same area, so I got that benefit of getting to see that whole group and kind of seeing them all grow up at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was one of my best memories.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you have like any really good memory? Like, it doesn't have to be repeated. It could be a one-time event. Yeah.
From my childhood, obviously I had a blessed childhood compared to many people in the world. I can't pinpoint. You bring up your grandmother, and my grandmother lived in the countryside, like countryside,
country.
like 4 people lived there, kind of thing. The next house was like a kilometer away. But during Christmas, it was always really fun to go there. Or my parents used to send me there for 2 weeks during the summer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever had to do that.
That used to happen to me too, where grandma and grandpa would have us for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was always fun, and I was hanging out with my cousins. And we pretty much we just played baseball. Played baseball in the yard. We had a mini motorbike, which going back to like dangerous childhood things, like it was a motorbike that probably went 30, 40 kilometers an hour, and we were 8, 9 years old ripping around on this thing in the countryside.
My cousins had quads.
Quads would be great, but I think this little bike, sometimes it didn't start. It was this orange thing, and I remember my sister drove it up a tree once, and my cousin fell off but held on and was dragged behind it for a while. And it was just one of those like, just kind of all the crazy family stories kind of come from grandma's house.
Yeah, grandma's house. Like that's There's just something
Uno.
interesting. Yeah, that feeling you get from going to grandma's.
Yes.
That was also when I could watch TV. So, you're probably finding the theme here, where whenever I was younger, my parents were very much about making sure I was reading, making sure I wasn't just in front of a TV the whole time. So grandma's house was where I watched the cartoons when I was pretty young. Grandma would let me do anything. Yeah, grandma.
My grandma's house was the opposite. She was very Christian.
Oh, very Christian.
And you know, she had a TV, but it wasn't. Yeah, we weren't watching a lot of cartoons on there. So we were like, we were there, we were outside. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, we were in the summer. We were there.
In the summer, yeah.
Get out.
Get out of here. Go have fun.
I watch enough TV at home anyway, so it was 2 weeks of no TV.
Yeah.
So very different.
It's pretty good.
Different experiences. Do you have a bad memory or?
Yeah, so my bad memory. I love childhood trauma, but this was self-inflicted. Where
That's fair.
This was again maybe showing our age, but yeah, I know you're like you're not that old. But whenever I was young, like the email was just starting to be a thing. I remember getting Gmail for the first time. Gmail used to be invite only.
I had Hotmail.
Gmail, yeah.
Or MSN.
You had MSN, Hotmail. Yeah, we had AOL.
AOL.
AOL, Instant Messenger.
Oh my God.
So it was around that time, and I remember I got really angry at my friend. And so what I did is, as a very smart child, I wrote the angriest email I could, using all of the swear words I could think of, and I emailed it to him, right? So you might think, oh, well, what's the big problem? Well, you know, if I would have used those words and sworn at him in real life, there's no record, right? But I emailed him my swear-filled rant, right? And guess who saw it, right? Of course, he was like, "Dad, look what Mark sent me." And I was confronted by their father came over to our house, and I was confronted about it. And then my parents got so angry.
Because they were quite conservative.
Yeah, they were quite conservative, and they're like, "Dear God, like what? Yeah, what did you do?" And so I remember I think that was the first time I was like grounded, where they're like, "Go to your room, you can't come out." My father was very, very, very angry, right? And that was just like, oh my God. And maybe that's why, like Matt teases me about not swearing. So.
Well, he does swear.
I do swear.
After a few beers.
do swear, especially after I drink or when I feel relaxed. But I think there was that part of my life. I just have a really traumatizing or very bad memory about how language can hurt people and how language can have a negative impact. So that's why with students, right, we don't teach you the swear words, but you're going to pick them up. Make sure
you know them.
Make sure you use them at the right time. Sometimes they might be necessary.
Use them sparingly.
Use them sparingly because they do have a lot of power in English.
Or jokingly.
They have a lot of power in English, I think. So that was one of my bad memories. So okay.
I swear all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
For me, again, it was kind of hard to think of. But I was 12 years old. I was I was a pretty good hockey player. So when I was 11, I was selected to the AA Twins, and which was the top team in our city at that time. And you know, I played pretty well. But when you're 11 and you play hockey, you're not allowed to hit. So I was a pretty small guy. Like I was a small 11-year-old, so skinny and small. So I was kind of like that small, fast guy. So I played 1 year, but then when you turn 12, you can start hitting. If you've ever seen hockey, hitting hurts and it's really painful. So during tryouts that year,
is it like the bump into you or like punching?
Yes, both. Well, no, you couldn't. Punching is not legal in hockey, basically.
Okay.
But you know, hitting, you know, shoulder or you know.
Okay.
But you're skating 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers an hour. So if you've studied momentum, it hurts. It really, really hurts. I mean, you got a bunch of equipment on, but
you can smash into the other person.
Yeah, so I remember being 12, and I remember being in these, you know, exhibition games before, you know, tryouts, and then, I remember being called into the coach's room, and I think he really liked me as a player because I worked hard, but, you know, he was pretty upset, but he said, you know, you're not going to be on the team this year, and I remember crying like a little baby. I was 12 years old, and then I went. I went to my mom, and I think she bought me a backpack to make me feel better. So we went shopping, and she bought me a backpack, and I felt better. So I would say that was one of my worst memories.
I know that's always devastating if you care like passionately about hockey, like you said, growing up. I think that was last video or this video, or no, this video, where you were talking about how you were a typical Canadian.
I was a typical Canadian.
Yeah, so that would be devastating.
Which is ironic because now I'm probably the least Canadian I've ever met.
You got to bring it back, eh?
I can't do it. Can't do it.
No.
Can't do it.
Okay.
I'm Singaporean now.
You're Singaporean now.
Yeah.
Again, okay, so you're, yeah, Singapore pride. Singapore pride.
I don't know. I'm Asian,
Yeah.
Chinese. I don't know what I am. I don't know. I'm confused.
Okay, so I guess that's our childhood.
Yeah.
So you guys, again, like all of our other videos, we'd love to hear if you could tell us a little bit about your childhood. Were you like Matt and I? Did you play sports with your friends? Did you go to the woods? Did you grow up in the city? What did you do for fun? Did you play Mario?
Or Mario.
Or Mario? Oh yeah, and
Everybody played Mario.
give us a sentence. Try to write a sentence. We'd love to see your comments. Of course, hit that like button if you think this video is interesting. If we want to make more of these, we need to see it through the likes.
Like.
Otherwise,
share.
yeah. So I think and that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.